Hey folks, welcome back. Today I had a Instagram post where I posted a question about what you guys want to see today, and I put up two options since that has been the feedback from you guys lately about what flies I should tie, and it was between the creme brulee fly and the Francis fly, and I got way more response than I actually thought I would, so thank you so much for that. That's really nice. We're gonna do the Francis today. That's the fly that most people voted for, but you guys who voted for the creme brulee fly, don't be disappointed, it will come in next video. I was thinking about doing both at the same time, but yeah, it will take a ton of time to upload everything, and yeah, so I'll do it in two separate videos. That's more easy, I think. So for the Francis, you can tie it on different tubes. I usually tie it on tungsten tubes from French and Schneider tubes. They are shaped, yeah, the ones I showed you earlier, the ones I use when I tie my flies. This is a 19mm from Stanton. They are shaped as a carrot, as you can see. So it's really easy to tie the Francis so you get the carrot shape of it. We are going to use some different materials. Of course, you have to have you can buy, if you are a lazy bastard like me, you can buy these, the feelers you have in the back, that a lot of people are asking about what are. It's hackel stamps. You can buy them, that somebody has stripped them for you. That's, I guess, a waste of money. If you want to do it yourself, you can have a cheap Chinese neck of some kind. Here I got an American rooster cape in white. I use, if I'm out of the ones that I bought, I use this one. And the way you do it is you just strip off a feather, and you can see the size of the feather, and you just strip them off. And this is pretty easy. So if you're watching a boring movie with your girlfriend, or just want to do something when you are watching something else, you can just sit there and strip feathers. That's I guess you do kind of many in 1 hour, so yeah, little tip. Yeah, we're gonna have I'm gonna tie it on a black inner tube, 1.8mm, just a normal future fly inner tube. We're gonna use a golden rib, this one, just a small sized Vivius French tinsel. Yeah, it's oval, same as I always use as a rib. This is actually this is the red original Francis UV yarn from Sean Stanton. It's not original Francis though, because that was just some yarn, but this is the one that a lot of people use, and it's a UV color in it. You can get this in black, yellow, orange, different colors. I'm gonna use a brown hen cape hackel, American rooster as well, from Whiting, as the front hackel, and we are going to use this is like, if you don't have to do the cone in front, but I do it because I feel like that when you're fishing a Francis, you want it to go completely down immediately, so the fly starts fishing right away. So I'm using the large cones from Sean Stanton, signature cones. They are tungsten, they're really heavy. That combined with the tube in tungsten, these two, you have a really heavy fly, and yeah, that shit goes down fast, I can tell you that. And the faster it goes down, the faster the fly starts to fish. I caught some good salmons on this fly. There is not a fly that you want to start off the pool with. You can destroy the pool by using this fly. A lot of people hate it because it's not a fly, they say. It's more like a tool. But I use it when I tried different other types of flies, and maybe there is a really deep pool that you can't come down to with the normal flies and the heavy sinking lines. You put on the heavy sinking lines plus the Francis, and then you get down. Also, I experienced in the fall that not in the fall, but in the like late season, like September, August, July as well. If the salmon has got to their spawning grounds, etc., and started to like stand up and they don't move that much. They stay on the same place and protecting their territory, etc. A Francis can really do the work if other flies doesn't work. So try that. And I usually fish this in different ways. I start by casting like a normal 45-degree angle on the river, and just swing the fly. If that doesn't work, I start to go up in the degrees. So I cast then 90 degrees on the river, and then I go far further up, all the way that I cast like almost 180 degrees upstream, and I fish it dead drift, like all the way down to when it turns in the swing, so in like a wet fly swing. And very often the fish takes the fly when it just dumps down on the bottom. The feelers in the back, they are both triggers for the fish to take it, like it looks like a shrimp, but also it helps the fly. It helps the fly to the hook to not get in the bottom, because the feelers will like how do you say it? Yeah, it helps the fly to not hit like the hook to not hit the rocks and the grass and shit like that, because they bump the fall of the fly, and that's really awesome. That's why you can fish it dead drift though, like a nymph. So you can compare it to a jig nymph though, because yeah, that's how it works. And a little tip is that if you use a really shitty hackle when you make the stamps, those I talked about, they can break pretty easy. I experienced that they break in some fish. So if you have a good quality hackle, it will last longer. Some people use boar as well, I know, but that's a bit more stiffer. In my experience is that it doesn't hook that well because it's too stiff for the fish to catch it sometimes. Like a big salmon doesn't care if it's stiff or not when it takes it, but if they take it slowly, it can destroy the take a bit. That's my experience though. I caught a 10.5 kilo henfish in September on this fly, dead drift in Suldalslåg in Norway. It was a crazy experience. So that's my biggest one on the Francis so far. I have friends that caught fish on 15 kilos, 18 kilos. A friend of mine caught 20 kilo this year on the creme brulee. So the shrimp flies in general are really deadly patterns in general. So I'm going to keep posting more shrimps. There will come more shrimps out in the winter. So yeah, keep watching, and really nice of all the comments and stuff. I really appreciate that. That's what keeps me going. So thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy this fly. And if you have any questions about it, you can just hit like, comment below, just send me a message on Instagram, or yeah, keep doing what you guys do. It inspires me to do this stuff. So thank you very much, and enjoy the video. Okay guys, yeah, I forgot about one thing actually. The calf tail at the back of the Francis is one of the other products, just a brown calf tail. You can use fasten tail if you want to do that. It breaks easier, so it's up to you guys what you like to use though. Now I set up the tube like this, with the steering tube at the back, the tube, and then the inner tube. So we cut this off like that. Place it on the Y's. It's really important that it's really tight and nice on the tube here, because when you're gonna take the wool pretty hard around. So don't mess up around that, because then you will spin it off actually. Okay, so let's start off by tying in the thread. I'm using a red thread on the Francis. On the red Francis, and a black on the black one, of course. Like this. Okay. The first thing we do is that we take the we fasten in the calf tail. So we cut off a piece of that. If I can find it, there it is. This I do this usually in 2 steps: the upper part and then the lower part. I'll show you. Actually, sometimes I actually use squirrel as well. You can use brown squirrel if you want to. It doesn't matter. Shit, I took off way too much now. Let's split this in half. Like that. So first I lay the first layer of hair. You want it about maybe 1.5 centimeter of the tube at the back, maybe 2 centimeter, let's say 2 centimeter. Like that. You do a half stick and you just do 2 reps like that. And then you start by pushing them down like this, so they spread out around the hook, around the tube I mean, like that. Okay. Now we're finished with the upper part. Then we go down to the lower part. It's not that easy to work with this calf tail stuff. Actually, it's quite annoying to work with sometimes. Okay, like that. And now the thread will, after you like pushed everything around and spread it out like the way you want it, you really want to do this really tight and nice, like that. Now you have a completely spread out calf tail. You want to do some super glue, because this shit is really slippery, so just take some super glue on the thread, like that. It also secures the materials, and just tie yourself backwards to the place where the fly starts. Okay, like that. Take a scissor and just cut it off at the end of the tube. Like that. Then you can just tie yourself down all the way to the end here. Okay, so already now you can see that we have the carrot shape here. The nice carrot shape on the fly. Sorry about that. Okay. Now we're gonna tie in the feathers, like the feelers. So pick out a couple of nice ones that you want to have the correct size. So on the Francis there is 4 of them. So here's one. You want to do this by leaving it upwards like this. Now it stays 90 degrees straight upwards. Tie this in with a slow wrap and then some hard wraps. Okay, like that. You just turn your vise 90 degrees. You do the same thing. Tie it in like that. Then you turn again. Oh, these fucking screaming thread holders. And then the last one. Okay. What I do now is that to secure these bastards, I put on some super glue. I just do this around on the points where I tied it in. Okay, like that. Now everything is secured. We're gonna take the wool, rip off a piece that's about the size you want to tie in. I took about this much. This you will fill this out when you tie the fly. So just don't worry about that. Like that, and you just tie this in, a couple of wraps down. Okay. Then we have the rib. You probably bought the Francis in the store before and experienced that the wool is falling off at the back part. I'm going to show you how you can make that not happen. Sorry, somebody's calling. Crap. Yeah, they'll have to wait. You guys are way more important now. Let's hope they don't see this. Okay, so what I do now is super glue again. The rib is on, the wool is on, pull everything back, you super glue, and now you don't save the super glue now, just super glue the whole shit. Like this. Okay, everything is nicely super glued. We start off by tying in the top part of the fly. Oh, you saw that. That's what I told you about. You don't want the fucking fly to spin like that, because now it's now the super glue starts drying and stuff. So as you can see, I'm not perfect either. Okay, just hold the fucking tube like this if you don't get it to sit correctly. And those turns you do here, they has to be really hard, really tight. So I use my fingers here to pin it. Now it's tight, and go further down. And as we do this, the super glue will take place in the wool and hold it at its place. Okay. This is why I use the red thread, so it won't slip off. You can just squeeze it a bit to make it stay there. Okay. Cut off the waist. And now we go down on the bottom tube, the inner tube, like that. we're gonna tie in the hackel. Oh, sorry, I forgot about one thing. Sorry, I'm a bit tired today, so I forget about some stuff. I go one round around. I don't hit the wool now. I go round at the top of the stems on these ones, so this also hold them in place. And then you do the first wrap up here, and the second one there, third one there. And the last one. Like that. Cut that off. Secure it. You can use some super glue at this point if you want to. It's not the dumbest choice you do. Like that. Now the hackel. Sorry for that, I was a bit, as I said, I'm quite tired today, actually. Okay, so pick out a feather that's about the size you want it to be. You want to use the lower part here, that are the big feathers. Strip off the marabou wool. Cut this out. Okay, then you tie this in. So now, many of you probably ask me, why do I start at the top of the feather? That is because the feathers are shorter here. So I want them to be at the beginning to make it cover the fly, and then the big ones comes behind and also covers. Think about it the opposite way. Oops. Okay, hackel tool. Pull the feathers backwards for every wrap you do. Like this. Then connect it. Secure it by tight wraps. Cut off the stem like that. And here you can go some wraps around inside the hackel like that. Pull it backwards. This is a little trick. You pull it backwards, you tie over the stems like that. Okay? And now, and take some super glue. Like that. Pull the fibers backwards. Do a wrap closely to the hackel. Don't hit the hackel, but closely only. Like that. Okay? As you can see now, when you do this, the feathers will stay that way. It will lay down because of the super glue. Then I'm using a scalpel. If I only could find it, there it is. To cut off the front part of the stem here. I just don't cut off the tube. Just pointedly hit it. Like that. Yep, there it was. Okay, as you can see, the stem fell off. That's good. And now we have secured everything with super glue, etc. You can just wrap this bastard up like that. Cut that off. The cone will now take place. First, I put the cone in with my one head and the super glue in the other. I super glue around all the hackle. Not hit the hackle, but around it. Like that. Okay. Just pinch this on. Like that. Okay, so now the hackle is on, you just pull off the frances and then you connect them like this to trim off the waste part, like that. Cut off the tube. Like that. Then take a dubbing needle. Like that. There we go. There you have my frances. You can also take the hackle and wrap the hackle around the body, but I don't like that because I feel like it falls off so easily. So I think this is the way I like it. And yeah, I caught fish on them, friends caught fish on them, so they work. That's the important. And they hold all the yarn also is really steady and doesn't fall off that easy. So make them in different colors: black, yellow, orange, red. Yeah. So thank you for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. See you guys on the creme brulee the next time. Okay, have a good evening.